Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I really thank Bhaskar for giving me this opportunity to speak something about MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru on his 90th birthday. I pray to the Lord to give him all the more long life, to continue to live the way he has lived in full dignity and always inspiring others with his passion. And my name is Mangu Jagannath Rao. I am son of Mangu Garu, and Mangu Garu in his life had one of the best friends in the form of MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru. They were distant relatives and they spent their life together when they were young in Kakinada. After that, my father moved to Hyderabad when I was born. Even when I was a child, I used to see their interactions. I was very fortunate enough to experience the wonderful interactions these two friends had, MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru and Mangu Garu. So the mode of communication was letters, and my father used to read out those letters which he has got from MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru. So he always used to address him as dear brother. There was so much of affection in the way the letters used to get articulated. And as a child, it used to be very funny for me to note the writing of MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru. That's how I remember him when I'm very young, because he has a writing where the letters are generally distinct apart. They're not very close as normally people write, and the letters used to tend to lean towards left instead of right. So it used to be very funny for us to see his handwriting, and we were not able to read his letters because of that. So my father used to read that to us. But one thing I learned from their interactions is that how simple and how great MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru lived his life and always inspired people. My father, even though materially went way ahead of many of his contemporaries, many of his close friends and relatives, starting from a small clerical job, he went on to become joint additional secretary in the government of Andhra Pradesh. Yet he was always rooted to ground, and this is the lesson that he has taught us. And I think, and I'm pretty certain, the lessons that he learned from MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru as his brother and his friend, to root oneself to ground and to live a life of simplicity within somebody's means, is what my father has learned and taught us. And in that way, I am very grateful to MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru for inspiring and teaching and making my father realize what he should be, even though when he gets success. And my father throughout his life has very well demonstrated it many times, to be rooted to ground and to live a life of simplicity. Another thing which I learned from whatever my father used to tell us about MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru, because he used to be very affectionately and fondly remembering him many times, is that at some point in time in our life, we must pursue our passion, we must pursue our inner voice, we must pursue our inner feelings, and must dedicate some time of ours for the benefit of others. And this is the lesson which I learned through my father, for which the inspiration is definitely MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru. My father used to several times quote the example of how Ganakala is run, just by the passion, by the energy and enthusiasm of MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru, just for his liking for music, to encourage the young musicians who could become unnamed, unrecognized, unsung heroes, but he used to give them a platform, a place, a position, audience, and a learning ground through Ganakala and several of the programs that he used to organize. I still remember my father had sent a couple of young musicians to Kakinada, where MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru has given them an opportunity to exhibit their skills when they were pretty young and raw, and later on they became pretty well-known musicians. In that way, MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru has done a phenomenal job, And this is one thing that I picked up from my father when he used to tell about him, is to dedicate one's time, it's some time, for the benefit of others and pursue the passion of your inner voice. So I always had this in mind that one day or other I have to do this. In the initial part of my life I could not do because I was very much stuck with my own struggle of studies and establishing career. But when I was 32 years old, I got in touch with the devotees of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, which has changed my life in a majority way, in a big way, where I had an opportunity to learn something about scriptures and started doing some preaching programs and dedicating my time for the benefit of others and for my own benefit, and driving the whole thing, getting motivated, getting inspired with the inspiration that I have seen in my father, which was given to him by MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru. There is no doubt about it. So I continue to do that. I seek his blessings. I beg him to bless me and my family so that we also pursue our passion, which may not be the music, but our passion is to teach, learn the Shastras, tell and share with others with whatever little time we have, with whatever little energy we have throughout the next, throughout the remaining phase of our lives. Because always I remember the way Ganakala is run and so many nice things that it has given to a lot of people. I also several times told this in my own preaching programs on how a person who he believes in himself can carry on with his passion, no matter what it means, no matter whether he gets reward or not, he rewards himself. So there is a very good book by Dr. Spencer Johnson, the book called Present. He says if we do our job to our satisfaction, there is no need for us to aspire from any present from anybody. Present is a prize. He means that. And other present he refers to is the people who live in present. They don't live in past or in future. They're rooted to ground and do what they want, is what I learned from MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru. Even though I learned these lessons, I was further inspired when I read Dr. Spencer Johnson, but when I was reading, I was trying to recollect if I had seen any people who Dr. Spencer Johnson is trying to refer to and trying to ignite or a thought process in the readers. So two people definitely came to my mind. One is MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru and one is my father. So in that way, you are all great people. Probably, in my opinion, you are kind of unsung heroes. I feel so. Because given some more opportunities, MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru would have been well more known in the state of Andhra Pradesh. But he wanted to probably remain to the ground and continue to do his service. So I sincerely pray to Lord Sri Krishna and Srimati Radharani to give him furthermore many more years, healthy years, so that he can do what he continues to do, to help the people, young musicians, and to keep up the light of the classical music intact, encouraged, and let people give opportunities for them to grow and exhibit their skills and become great musicians. So in this way, I again thank Bhaskar for giving me this opportunity to remember my father, who is unfortunately not with us now. I am sure you would be very, very glad to see this day where we are all celebrating 90th birthday of MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru. I wish him all the best for the birthday event and further down the years. And I also thank his both son Bhaskar and Venkatrao for trying to organize this kind of video post from the people who know him. And last year, May 2013, I was very fortunate that I could meet him when he came to Dubai. Bhaskar told me that he was in Dubai, so I immediately went and met him. And even though it was not convenient for him, not very pleasant for him to travel 30 and odd kilometers to come to my house in the night, he gracefully accepted my invitation. He came to our house, he blessed, and he inquired on what we do, and when I was explaining, he was so pleased, and he also gave his blessings, and he was quite encouraged, had some encouraging words to inspire us, me, myself and my wife, to continue to do what we are doing from a social service point of view. So if I have to relate to a person to some instruction which is given in the scriptures, if I try to see and try to understand whatever little I know about MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru, one shloka of Bhagavad Gita really matches to what he does, because he sees music, he sees the energy of the music in everywhere around him, and that's what he dissipates, that's what he radiates in people to encourage them to uphold the tradition of the classical music. So he basically sees the energy of the Lord in that form. So he sees that everywhere around him, and that's what is probably drives him. So this shloka I want to dedicate to MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru on his 90th birthday. This is Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, 30th shloka. Yo mam pasyati sarvatra sarvam cha mahi pasyati tasyaham na pranasyami sacha me na pranasyati. Those who see me everywhere and everything in me, I am never lost to them, nor they are lost to me. This is what Krishna is telling Arjuna in the 6th chapter called Dhyana Yoga. I'll once again recite. Yo mam pasyati sarvatra sarvam cha mahi pasyati tasyaham na pranasyami sacha me na pranasyati. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I request MungantiSriRamaMurthyGaru to accept this dedication of ours, not only from me, from my brother, also on behalf of my elder brother Mangu Tinmal Rao, and more so from his very, very good friend Mangu Paragar. Hare Krishna.